Okay, I was not able to hold Mom. I promise to the chubs over here. She woke up, but she did wake up to the smell of biscuits that cooked in 6 minutes, literally. Definitely too high, and I ended up having to flip them. But still, because I managed it, and usually because I'm used to cooking with fire, and also something like that, there's no numbers. It's just guessing anyway. I have experience cooking with fire, like just cooking on a wood burning stove. So in general, there's just a lot of, you know, managing and manipulating and finicking with the entire deal. I'm going to keep these on and cook these up and see if I can get it so that I don't have to cook it 3 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other. So here are my buttery butter biscuits. Son of a biscuit eater, buttery. I made my own stove. I made biscuits. Okay. Alright, so we're going to taste it.
Imprinting isn't inherently romantic. It's not
and it tastes like a biscuit. Now, the chub. And where we have our nice thick Cabela's camping cot pad over here. Mostly so that she doesn't like trip and fall. She's very good at not falling at this point. Okay. With some biscuit. Nice and plain and dry. I've had like far more buttery biscuits than this, but you know, you add stuff to it. It's a little warm, but it's okay, baby. That's how she always takes food for me. She has to really think about it. Sometimes she just has me sitting there like for 5 minutes, like do I want it or what it isn't? What's going on with this? Brits! Go ahead, baby. It's fine. Don't worry. I don't know if I could perform. This is how she always eats. It's bread, baby. Eat the bread. You want some breads? It's not too hot. That's just how she. You're like, oh, do you put her in a high? You're like, no. Did like mealtime for her is like a process. And just like my mom would say about me, it's like my little scientist, my little analyst, she's the same way. Like, what is this flavor? That's what they know. It's bread. I like that bread. Because she'll just eat plain bread. Now, if she doesn't want to eat the plain bread, she'll just rip it apart and leave it and then keep wanting more. So then I'll put like peanut butter, mayonnaise, butter, just something on it. Because sometimes, like, if you don't have a toaster, and we don't have it rigged up something yet for a toaster, she likes the bread. Trust me, if she didn't like it, she'd just like, I don't like this. Let me just spit it out unceremoniously. And I like spit it out more, just sort of like push it out of my face with my tongue, and it'll just kind of slimily dribble down her chin, and oh my Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I made biscuits in the oven I made. Yes, I am amazing. You're welcome. She's eating the biscuits. I've never even made biscuits before. I mean, maybe a long time ago when I was a teenager and we were out of food, and I was just like grabbing what was left of ingredients in the house. I don't even think it was almost like I was trying to make biscuits or some kind of bread. And I think I just put water and flour together, and all I did was make like this dough brick. Oh my Jesus. Yes! Yeah! Oh yes! Yes! I'm just, woo! Baby! Yeah! I'm just like so excited, but I can't act like it too much because, you know, I cannot convey the level of excitement I feel right now. Look at her chowing down with her freaking biscuit. Oh my goodness. Alright, so there we go. She just, would you like some more biscuit, baby? This is why I did this. This is why I did this. So that way she could just have biscuits for days. Look, we still got stuff in there I need to cook. We got biscuits over here. We start cutting in the almond flour, and those are going to be really filling and stuff. Oh, it's going to be amazing. We're getting all countrified up in her. Oh, she does that too. She's like, oh, you gave me more. I guess I'm done with this. No, you don't get that one yet. Eat that one. Oh, I don't want that. My goodness. You gotta watch her. Like if it looks like she wants more, that's not always the case because she's eating what she already has. Ugh, gross. I mean, it's very plain, but it's just a plain biscuit. It called for unsalted butter. I used salted butter because that's what I bought, not realizing it. But that's another thing. This is like so hot, even. There's no like warming option. It's sort of like just like that hot plate I had before, where it's just like hot and then like volcanic and then pits of hell. There's not really like any nuance in terms of the, you know, warm over here and then, you know, piping hot over there. There's just like really, 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 really hot. Oh, that was good. That butter I just had right there. Oh, you can smear some butter on top. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Yes. And first try too. I mean, now 3 minutes on each side is, you know, that's not actually baking. That's like covered, you know, what's it called? Covered frying, I guess. Stir-fried biscuits. But you're definitely on the right track. You know, this is what it looks like. After 3 minutes, you definitely don't want to leave it that long. But still, it's cooked all the way through. It's not overly burnt. You know, it's a biscuit. You know, it's not weirdly soggy on the top. It's a biscuit. I made biscuits for the first time. And not only did I make biscuits for the first time, I made biscuits in a makeshift cast iron oven, which is nothing more than 3 cast iron skillets put together. Just stacked on top of each other. Just based on the knowledge of heating and cooking and stuff. That's why it's so important. And they always talk about women in STEM. I totally agree. Everything I just did here was purely just based on my scientific knowledge, pre-existing, or what I knew from cooking. And everything I know from cooking over the last year or so is based off of my scientific knowledge of heating and cooking and denaturing of proteins and all that sort of stuff. So I knew that, you know, if I do this, and this, you know. So, that is good. Especially all butter. Once you put butter on it, that is good. Oh, thank you, Jesus. We did it. So now all I need to do is like tweak the time, especially with every oven and stove is different. You know, so you're always going to have a period of getting used to it, of adjustment. So you find that sweet spot and you know which controls do what settings do what for which particular food you cook on a regular basis. Same here. This was like $1,000 perfectly set up oven. You'd still have to do a lot of kind of testing, just like with cast iron. All cast iron is not necessarily like, you know, there's an adjustment period. You know, there is always an adjustment period, no matter how versed you are using cast iron. So you got to figure out where's the hot spots. You got to also get that kind of like grainy texture off and stuff like that over time and stuff. There's always, you know, there's going to be a sticky period, even once you season and stuff. Usually seasoning for me is just trial by fire. Just cook with it until it doesn't stick anymore, and there you go. Those are good. I'm not lying either. Well, trust me, if I was lying, she wouldn't eat it. She don't eat stuff she don't like. So soon I'll be able to have a lot more because we're going to put the almond flour in it. Plus, she won't want as many. It'll bump the price up, but also knock it down because you're not going to eat as many if they're really filling. And they're already pretty filling. So, okay, great. Thank you, Jesus. Whoop. Biscuit!